Happy Friday the 13th, March 13th, day 13 of planking. And today I wanted to share with you, we were talking about goals and goal setting, and I wanted to share with you something that keeps me motivated also. It's really important to me that I incorporate reading into all the things that I do with my personal development. So I read a lot of books about personal growth. I'm reading Girl Boss right now. Actually, I'm listening to it on audio, Girl Boss right now. And I just finished listening to You Are a Badass. Both super awesome. They really just remind you that you are not who your history is. You can change your life. You can change your perspective, and you can change yourself. So it's really changed my life. Has changed my life. I've come up against some hard things recently to deal with, and I was able to deal with it better because I had this background and I had already done some personal development. So that's one thing that motivates me. Another thing that motivates me is that I read a ton of biographies and autobiographies. Let's see if I can get them in the shot here. Oh, do I? And I have a whole stack of books here, of books that I've read in the last few years of my life recently. And some of them, I only read them because my husband read them first. So he's into them too. So they really are real interesting because they're biographies about people or events, and they motivate you to make you feel like, wow, those people can do this. I can get up and exercise and get off the couch every day. So let me just share a couple with you that I really liked. So I'm not an ultra marathon runner, but I've read a bunch of ultra marathon books because I feel like, gosh, if this is one of my favorites. This is what kind of started me, and this was Dean Karnazes. And one of the parts that I really like about Dean Karnazes and his books are that he's local. He's from San Francisco, but every runner that's halfway serious knows who this dude is because he's very inspirational. He's an ultra marathon runner, which means he runs more than a marathon. Typically, when he runs a marathon, he will start off very early in the morning and run the marathon backwards, and then at the starting line turn around and run the marathon. It's crazy. So Dean Karnazes is one, and it's really cool because you'll hear about how he fuels and how he just keeps going, and how he started is really interesting. So his first book was called Ultra Marathon Man. It's just another book that he's written. And then Scott Jurek is another ultra marathon runner. This one's also really interesting because he's a vegan and he runs ultra marathons. And he trains hundreds of miles a week. So it has recipes and stuff in here, which is really interesting. And some of you guys are getting ready to do the Ultimate Reset. There's actually some recipes in here that are straight from the Ultimate Reset, or vice versa. It's very interesting. So I actually read this while I was doing the Ultimate Reset my first or second time, and it's very motivating. So maybe your thing might not be running. There's books on every topic. So I haven't actually read this one, but my husband has. And so it's about somebody who's a mountain biker. So you just go find a topic and go read it. I've only run one full marathon. I run half marathons all the time. And this one was very motivational. It was about the New York Marathon and how it started off as a small race and grew huge. And it, again, gets you out there and gets you feeling like you're running. This one's a classic if you've never read it. It's all about nutrition, first of all. It's also all about how, as humans, we're meant to move all the time, not just run, but we're meant to be moving our whole entire lives. And the main premise behind Born to Run is that the point in our existence, we think evolutionary, is when we started consuming more protein. Our brain started to grow and became the humans that we are now. And the way that our humans evolved was that they figured out how to outrun by endurance animals. So they would hunt them by running them down by endurance. They just run after them for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. And then they were able to consume more protein, and we were able to turn into the humans that we are now, these really developed brains. Very interesting book. Nutrition. This is where the big craze right now with chia seeds has come from, I believe. And then I'm not actually a mountain climber. I used to do some climbing in college, but not like a real one. But this one's all about survival, and this, you might have heard of Aaron Ralston, and this was the guy they made a movie about. I forgot what the movie was called, but they made a movie about him, and he was the guy, and it had what's his name, Franco in it. Yeah. So this is the guy whose arm gets caught in the boulders and he chops it off. So this is his book. Awesome. Again, motivational, makes you feel like, okay, this guy's a survivor. I can go out and run. This one's also really awesome. It's a story about an Ironman woman, and how she trained for the Ironman, and Ironman's the triathlon, it's ultra distances and stuff. So very interesting, very motivational. And then here's a Rich Roll book, another ultramarathon runner. So you just got to find a thing that you're in and go find someone who has written a book. Everybody writes books to make money, right? So that's my motivational tip for today. Oh, and one more. I was sitting here because this is the last one. This is the book I'm still reading, and the movie is coming out, and it has Renee Zellweger in it. And the book is really good. So at least I do. I live in California The Pacific Crest Trail is what she hikes on, is the ridge on the Sierras, and then all the way up she hikes up to Oregon. And she hikes it for 3 months. She doesn't stop. And it's all about her journey and her introspective and pain and physical pain, emotional pain. And it's not, you don't feel that as much in the book. You just enjoy her journey. It's really good. But again, it's motivational, where she's out there walking every day, 10 and 12 miles, some days 7. And you're like, with her monster on her back, she calls it her backpack with all of her stuff, her gear. And she's busting ass, and she's a woman. And it's awesome to read this, because it definitely is another motivator where you're like, she can get out there and hike every day for 3 months and endure all kinds of pain and trauma on her feet and rattlesnakes and weather and people. I could go out and get a run in. So just want to share those with you. Those are all ways to motivate yourself. If you need some ideas, let me know. Or Amazon's always a good place to go look. You can go by theme and then check the reviews. I was just laughing at my shirt. I didn't realize I was wearing this t-shirt. I just grabbed the shirt. This is actually a shirt I got 6 years ago when I'm a certified yoga teacher, and I was doing a training in Hawaii, 2005 maybe. And it says a year on the back. And I actually haven't worn the shirt in years because it didn't fit me, and now it fits me just fine. So, woohoo! And I didn't realize what it was saying. But this was our motto: yoga teachers live by example. That was the idea. So, let's do some planking. Are you guys ready? Okay, so the plank that we did last night, we did a side plank, and everybody thought it was pretty awesome. So, let's mix it up a little bit more. Let's see if I can get myself in my frame and move my books out of the way. Let's do some different type of planking. All right. So we're going to get up on all fours, and we're going to go down, down, up, up. Oh, my computer's going to turn itself off. Hold on just 1 second. It wants to restart. Okay, one more time. You ready? Okay. We're going to start now. Down, down, up, up. Other side, down, down, up, up. And there's no time limit on this one. I want you to do 30 of them, or as many as you can do. So I just did, 30 would be 15 on each side. Good luck, have fun, and happy Friday the 13th. I hope your Friday the 13th was nice. And to me, it's a happy, good day. 13s are good numbers for me. So I would love to hear about what book interests you, and which one you think you're going to be reading next, to see if something that would motivate you. Or if you have any questions about books, or want to recommend your own books that would be motivational to us, something that's true, autobiographical. There's even a book like the live book about the soccer team that crashed in the Andes, something like that. That's motivational, and about people who overcame adversity, people who overcame difficult physical things, emotional things, mental things, and it makes you feel like my everyday excuses are smaller. And the cool thing is all these books, I'm pointing at my books, all these books really show that the people who don't always start off with the highest capacity as far as fitness or motivation. And my favorite one Dean Karnazes. And my favorite part about the story is when this isn't the one, but Ultra Marathon Man, he tells a story about how he moves to San Francisco and he kind of needs something to do. And he goes outside and he's like walking around the city and he sees these dudes that are buff just running up and down the hills. And he's like, what are they doing? They look like they're in great shape. And this is when he was older. I mean, he was like in his mid-30s and he started running. Not a runner at all. And he's like, those dudes are cool. I want to go. And he starts following these guys around San Francisco. And he like stalks them and asks them about their training program. And these guys are just, I think they're just runners. But he is so motivated by that. And he finds out his body can handle that. And it's actually in his, like, he's good at it. And he wins a lot of stuff. And so it's very cool that he starts off like that. And there's some fun parts in there that are really interesting. And like I said, the local references are really cool too, because he's running around like Napa and stuff. And you're like, hey, I kind of know this area. So have a great night. And again, gosh, sorry, a long video. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys later.